beats, time to take over.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right, so shout out to everybody who is in the room. It's good to see each and every one of you guys. If you all can hear me okay, please give me a thumbs up or radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me, please give me a thumbs down or an angry face. All right. And I'm going to shout out everybody who is in the building early. We got Brooklyn Queen in the house. We got Patricia Slade. We got my man Carlton Way. We got Volvo to Love. We got DC Precise. We got Jacoby. Shout out to my man Steve Al. Holla. Mac, what's good with it, bro? We got Lavanya Frank. We got my man AB Promotions in the building. We got Deneen Grant. Shout out to you, Deneen. We got David Brown. Shout out to my man Lehman Lucas. Shout out to my man Jesse Paris. Shout out to John Guillory. What's good with you, bro? We got Miss Nisi in the house. And we got Jerry Bedford in the building. And we got Robin Ann Battle. Shout out to Robin Ann Battle. All right. What's good with y'all? Hopefully everybody is doing good and you guys are having a good morning. Everything is starting out great. Got a lot of content for y'all today. Hopefully I'll be able to get it all up. Make sure y'all watch this one all the way through to the end. It's going to take you into the premiere window for the stream tomorrow morning. And that stream is on the Magatron channel. No worries. It'll take you right there after this one. So just watch this all the way through. Shout out to Lloyd Sky 9. What's good? And it'll take you over there. All right. So we are going to talk about the aftermath of Elijah McClain. But we're going to talk about the aftermath of Elijah McClain after we get through everything else. And the reason why we're going to do that is because the law's been busy. And they've been busy doing some nasty stuff. Like this. Ex-LAPD employee gets life without parole for deleting wife and 13-year-old son in Valley Glen. Who would have thought, right? A former Los Angeles Police Department civilian employee was sentenced Wednesday to 2 consecutive life prison terms without the possibility of parole for deleting his wife and his teenage son as they slept in their Glen Valley apartment. All right. So now, you know, if these are the people that are enforcing the laws, my question to you guys is, what do you expect of and from the law? You know what I'm saying? Victor Yurovich Golkvisky. So you already know what that sounded like. Who worked in the LAPD's Security Services Division, was convicted last November of the December 26th, 2018. What a Christmas gift! The day after Christmas, deletion of his wife Natalie, who was 39, and their 13-year-old son Alex, who were shot in the head in their beds in the family's second-floor apartment on the 13800 block of Oxnard Street. All right. So, you know, how many people heard about this? AB. Yeah, I agree. Dave, cold as hell. If you guys heard about this, give me a thumbs up. If you guys did not hear about this, then give me a thumbs down. I can tell you all the major, I can tell you the major news outlets that aren't talking about this story, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Jurors found true special circumstance allegations of lying in wait and multiple murders and deletions, or I'm sorry, multiple murders and gun use and discharge allegations, but rejected special circumstance allegations of murder for financial gain. Prosecutors had suggested the killings were done in part to cash in on insurance policies, but also so Glukhovsky could begin a new life with another woman. To delete one's spouse is atrocious. To delete one's child, a blood son, is unimaginable. Los Angeles County Superior Court Judge Ronald S. Cohen said just before handing down the sentence. 3 people who spoke on the victim's behalf said that they are still grieving the deaths. Her deleter did not just delete 2 people. He hurt so many. Yelena Kaminsky told the judge. The cruelty of what happened to Natalie and Alex reaches a completely different level. This is beyond betrayal. This is pure evil. Another friend, Marie Morgan Haberman, said the victims were 2 beautiful people who had so much ahead of them. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Oops, sorry about that. Let me see. So I want you guys to listen to what was said here, and Let me see. Hold on. Sorry about that. The website is not cooperating with my computer. So just give me 1 second. Let me see. I'm gonna try to, maybe if I refresh the screen, it'll help. Let me see. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, it's not even letting me refresh. I wish I had the answer for you. Shout out to Beach Material and shout out to Win Loser Rug. What's good with it? Yo, I'm glad you enjoyed that undocumented stream. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on real quick, guys. Let me see something. I'm gonna try something real quick. Let me see. Yeah, see, this is what I be trying to tell y'all about some of these websites. Man, some of these websites, they just don't work at all. They don't work at all. I had another article for you guys from this website. That one is not working. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to try to pull those up another time. All right, it's all good though. Don't even trip. Because the laws are so disgusting, we still got plenty of stuff to y'all. Shout out to my man Mike Nice. What's good with it? So there was two stories that we're gonna have to come back to on a later date, and we will. So don't even worry about it. All right, I'm gonna have to use a different browser when I go live so that those can open up. San Antonio police officer arrested on CP charge after admitting to sex with minors, SAPD says. So you guys see that, right? San Antonio police officer was arrested on CP charge after admitting to sex with minors, SAPD says. This is what the guy's name is, Officer Albert Sanchez. All right. He was charged with possession or promotion of CP. Now, again, we got to ask the question, right? This guy was a San Antonio police officer. He's one of the people that, quote unquote, enforce the laws. He's one of these people that the, quote unquote, legal system trusts to enforce its laws. My question for you guys is, what kind of legal system is this if these are the type of people that are enforcing the law? And my question is, all of these people that deny that the law enforcement system is so corrupt, how come they never have any type of content to be able to counter any of this stuff? That's my question. San Antonio police say an officer with 16 years on the force was arrested and faces a CP charge. Officer Albert Sanchez is charged with possession or promotion of CP after he admitted to a witness that he was having sex with minors. He told this to a witness. What kind of first of all, why would you be having, you know what I'm saying? Why would you be doing that? And second of all, why would you tell a witness that? Why would you tell a witness that? Shout out to Christopher Perkins. What's good with it? And real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all have not smashed that like button yet, please take a moment. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Also, if you all have not hit that bell, please take a moment. Make sure you guys hit the bell. And also, please share the stream to your social media. We got 26 likes. We got 25 people watching. If we could get the likes to 40, that would be great. An arrest warrant affidavit states that Sanchez told the witness he had multiple sexual encounters with several juveniles, both male and female. This dude was a whole degenerate. This dude was a entire 100% whole degenerate. If we had a pie chart to measure this individual's degeneracy, there wouldn't be any cuts on the pie chart. The entire pie is corrupt. You know what I'm saying? The witness contacted police on January 5th, and Sanchez was immediately placed on administrative leave pending a criminal investigation. Detectives with SAPD Special Victims Unit secured search warrants for Sanchez's cell phone on January 8th, where they found multiple, look at this, they found multiple explicit pictures of minors, police said. Now, mind you, again, these are the same police that he worked for that found all this stuff. So these are the people that hired him. You know what I'm saying? The minors seen in the images all appear to be younger than 10 years old, the affidavit states. Now, once they are able to figure out who these people are and they're able to subpoena these people, they'll probably be able to find out the exact age. But from the observation of what the people who've examined these pictures say, they appear to be less than 10 years old. This dude is a piece of trash. Now, you got to ask yourself the question, when it comes to the national news, the New York Times and all these different places, how come they not reporting this? How come they not talking about this? Even we can ask this question about other people on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Officers with SAPD's North Safe Unit and Special Unit arrested Sanchez without incident Thursday. Sanchez is suspended without pay as the investigation continues. Not only is this guy going to go to jail, but this guy is going to go to jail and get stretched out like an advanced yoga class. You know what I'm saying? And it's not, I can't even sit up here and say that I feel bad for this piece of crap. You know what I'm saying? Now, hold on real quick, guys. My bad. Let me see. This is ridiculous here. The New York Times and the Daily Mail are some of the worst websites, not only when it comes to propaganda, but when it comes to coding. They make I don't know what it is that they do or why they do it, but man, this is ridiculous. So let me ask you guys a question. How many people have ever gone to counseling? You know, like anger management or something like that. If you've gone to counseling, anger management, or, you know, any type of psychologist or anything like that, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't, give me a thumbs down. What the hell? Okay, there we go. Man, I swear this is like really, there we go. This is really being difficult for no reason. Sheesh. All right. Now, how would you feel if you found out that your anger management person had a body in their trunk like this one did right here? Anger management therapist charged with deleting a man who was found in the trunk of his car. So that's what we doing out here. That's what we doing out here. Now, mind you, as of right now, these are just accusations. We're going to take a listen to this.
Some disturbing new details tonight about a Delan Therapist. He's accused of killing a homeless man and then stuffing his body inside of his car. Witnesses say the suspect.
Why would you do it? Why would you do it is the question. How many people heard about this story? If you guys heard about this story, give me a thumbs up. If you guys didn't hear about this story, give me a thumbs down. Now, to me, why this dude is sitting up here counseling people about anger management sounds to me like he needs a little bit of help. And I'm not, when I say he needs a little bit of help, I'm not talking about hiding the evidence. I'm talking about, homeboy, you need to get your temperament intact.
New details tonight about a Delan Therapist. He's accused of killing a homeless man and then stuffing his body inside of his car. Witnesses say the suspect shot the victim multiple times, point blank. Fox 35's Patrick Perez is joining us live tonight at Delan Police Headquarters. So, Patrick, investigators think they may have a motive here.
Yeah, Luann, according to the witnesses these investigators spoke with, the suspect, Travis McBride, was upset about something that the man did to his dogs. He even admitted to a neighbor that he was done with it and he wanted to kill that man.
Okay, now again, mind you, this is an anger management counselor. He's an anger management counselor that got so angry with somebody that he wanted to delete them and then did.
New body camera video shows a Delan Therapist being taken into custody Thursday morning, accused of killing another man.
There's been a murder that happened, and we got a couple eyewitnesses.
According to an arrest report, witnesses say 46-year-old Travis McBride killed a homeless man Wednesday night near South Frankfort Avenue. The crime was not reported to police until hours later because a neighbor said McBride threatened them not to call 911.
I believe the person right now, he's looking in the road, cleaning up the blood off the ground and searching for himself.
Man, that's crazy. And you know what? I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but the dude on the phone seems he seems pretty composed to has just seen something like that. You know what I'm saying?
A witness told police McBride was upset because the victim had put glass in a jar for his dogs and he was done with it.
What we've gathered at this point, there was an ongoing dispute between the two of those people.
While speaking with investigators, a witness recalled hearing several gunshots before observing McBride point a gun downwards toward the victim and fire several more shots at close range.
So he basically deleted this dude execution style. He basically deleted this dude execution style. He did an execution 999 style like Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Same witness says they saw McBride drag the victim's lifeless body across a road and out of view. Detectives would later find the body near McBride's therapy business on New York Avenue.
The body of the deceased victim was found inside the car of our suspect.
The victim was identified Friday afternoon as 52-year-old Clinton Dorsey. A witness says he lived in the woods about a block away from the crime.
This Clinton Dorsey individual, he might be mixed, which is interesting.
52-year-old Clinton Dorsey. A witness says he lived in the woods about a block away from the crime scene. And McBride remains in the Volusia County Jail tonight facing a first-degree murder charge. He was not given a bond. We also looked into his criminal record and found that in 2017, he was accused of strangling a relative because of the way they were handling one of his dogs.
So this dude really gets violent with people when they do what he feels is not appropriate with his animals. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, the reason why I keep bringing this up is because, remember, he's supposed to be a anger management person. He's supposed to be an anger management therapist. But you out here flipping out all over the place, and now you flipped all the way out. Homeboy flipped all the way out to where he ended up deleting somebody. Shout out to Trayvon Chapman. This dude is supposed to be an anger management counselor, and he's out here the most angry.
He ended up avoiding conviction and jail time because he took some counseling for about 6 months. We're live in Delan tonight. I'm Patrick Perez, Fox 35 News.
My question is, how do you get hired for a job if you have these type of anger management issues? I gotta keep reiterating this. Anger management therapist charged with deleting a man found in the trunk of his car. Like nothing hits like reading the title again, you know what I'm saying? And then actually listening to the clip. Because again, it boggles my mind. Who thought this dude was qualified for his job? And he had a criminal record. So how did he not get picked up on that criminal record while he was working? Yeah, he crashed out. Facts. He crashed all the way out. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't nothing that 1-800 General Now could do for that degree of crashing out. Let me see. Hold on real quick. Well, never mind. There's that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the people that are subscribed to the Crimecast channel. How many people in here are subscribed to Crimecast? If you subscribe to Crimecast, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to Crimecast, give me a thumbs down. If one of the moderators could put the link for the Crimecast channel in the chat, that would be great. If you guys could go over there and sub that channel, that would be also great. The reason why I asked that channel is not only to shameless plug myself, you know what I'm saying? Pause. But to follow up on the Coffee City corruption case. Now, I don't know if anybody is aware of what went on in Coffee City, but if I'm not mistaken, Coffee City is a very small town in Texas. All right. The entire police department was shut down. Not people were fired. You know what I'm saying? No. The entire police department was shut down and removed. And if I'm not mistaken, the sheriff now has jurisdiction over that area until they can find some people who are clean that actually will, I guess, do what they consider enforcing the law. Shout out to Jerry Bedford. Jerry Bedford said he's a black dude. That the homeless man that piece of crap anger management guy deleted. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Miss Nisi for the first stream sponsor. Definitely appreciate it. $5 super sticker. Make sure you guys throw some radiation emoji in the chat and show Miss Nisi some love. Definitely helps. You guys know that those super chats and memberships and all of that stuff help to allow me to be able to do as much of this for you guys as I can. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Deneen Grant. Deneen said off topic, but she likes the suit. So there you go. To the ladies, check out that suit. What y'all think about that? That's one of them. That's one of them Nikki. That's from the Nikki Haley collection. That's from the Nimrata. That's from the Nimrata collection. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get it.
The jury has indicted 2 more former officers of the disbanded Coffee City Police Department.
Yeah, the latest charges are for alleged misconduct in Harris County before they were hired in Coffee City. Jeremy Rogowski has the latest development in his exclusive.
Okay, so I just want to make sure, because they said that kind of quick. I want to make sure that you guys caught that. They were doing corruption all over the place. Did you catch that? There was a multi-county corruption scheme popping off. Multi-county corruption scheme. How do you have a multi-county corruption scheme and then you still get hired to be put on the police department? And then when they find out that these law enforcement officers, these police officers, when they find out that these people do all of this craziness, people act surprised. Oh, the police didn't do anything. Are you serious? Really?
A grand jury has indicted 2 more former officers of the disbanded Coffee City Police Department.
Yeah, the latest charges are for alleged
again, disbanded. They disbanded the entire department because the entire department was such a piece of crap. Go if you're not able to check out the video on Crimecast, all you gotta do is just Google or in the YouTube search algorithm, Coffee City Police Department. Look at the whole entire story of the Coffee City Police. For one, you'll be disgusted. The crazy thing about this is that, if I'm not mistaken, this place called Coffee City is like damn near 100% PC. And they was doing crazy stuff to the people there. Pulling them over, beating them up, arresting people for no reason, holding people against their will, taking these contract jobs and just literally not being at work and being on the clock for hours at a time. Somebody make it make sense. Real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. Also, we got 40 people watching and we got 38 likes. If everybody can smash that like button and get us to 50, that would be wonderful.
The jury has indicted 2 more former officers of the disbanded Coffee City Police Department.
Yeah, the latest charges are for alleged misconduct in Harris County before they were hired in Coffee City. Jeremy Rogowski has the latest development in his exclusive investigation. Investigators say this latest case highlights the problem of so-called wandering officers, cops who get fired from one agency, get hired by another.
How long have we been talking about that? So now they have an official and technical term for it. This is called quote unquote wandering officers, which is not true because they're not wandering. Wandering is when you're moving around aimlessly without an intended destination. The intended destination of these police officers is clearly a police department that can hire them. So even the term is misleading, which you got to understand in the environment that we live in, even the language is a weapon against the person that speaks it. So there's that.
Only to get fired there and somehow get hired yet again.
The indictment stemmed from a 2021 traffic stop in Northeast Harris County after a citizen complained that Precinct 3 Deputy Constable Cassandra Garcia coerced him into searching his car for drugs.
The complaint was made to our Internal Affairs Division. It led to an investigation of the deputy and her conduct.
Precinct 3 Chief Deputy Kirk Bonzel says that investigation revealed Deputy Garcia used her Harris County email account on several occasions to send sensitive law enforcement information to someone not allowed to see it.
Now, here's my question. This is a stupid question, but we got to ask stupid questions. Are you allowed to do that? Are you allowed to do that? If you're allowed to do that, give me a thumbs up. If you're not allowed to do that, put an angry face in the comment section. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Let's just say, for instance, because this is a small town, you know what I'm saying? And Jason Aldean said not to try it in a small town. So let's just say, for instance, there was a black truck driver that happened to drive through that small town. And what happened if one of these Coffee City crooks pulled him over? Knowing the history of the Coffee City Police Department is a rap sheet way longer probably than the truck driver. My question for you guys is, Fox, mainstream America, people on Twitter, what would those people all be saying? They wouldn't look into anything that the police were doing at all. They would be looking at the person that had the issue with the police as if that person themselves were the primary issue. When clearly you can never, even if you're a criminal in this system that we live in, you can never be the primary issue when the law enforcement itself are the criminals. And this is what I'm proving in the LAWZ series. Anybody that hasn't watched the entire library of the LAWZ, the streams on BLR1 or BLR2, I'd implore everybody to check those streams out. Also check the playlist out that's called All Lives Matter Terrorism, or the playlist that's called The Police on either one of those channels.
We have no idea why or for what law enforcement purpose this was sent outside of our agency.
And who was on the other end, the receiving end?
The other end of that email was an individual by the name of John Jocelyn.
Who is John Jocelyn? He bounced around between 22 different police departments in his nearly 30-year long.
22 different police departments within 30 years. Bro, what were you doing? How did you get fired like that? "22 different police officers is what, or 22 different police departments is what this dude bounced around. He bounced around it. You know what? And actually, you guys just made me think about something. Hold on real quick, because I want to see something real quick. Let me just take a look. Let me see this. Okay, yeah. We gonna, cause this actually is relevant. So we're actually gonna talk about this. I was gonna put this on Crimecast, but we're actually gonna talk about this here, and we're not gonna look at the entire video, but we're gonna look at a part of the video. Because this is just, it's just ridiculous what we got going on here. You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous what we got going on. Yeah, shout out to Mike. Yeah, 22. Now, how many remembers those videos how many people remember those videos that I did on that Detroit police officer, Officer Stephen Q, the Asian AAPI police officer who was terrorizing a black neighborhood in Detroit? You guys remember that? These are probably the people that haven't been around, you know what I'm saying? The people that have been around for a long time, which is probably damn near everybody, because YouTube doesn't distribute my content to anybody. You know what I'm saying? But Officer Stephen Q of Detroit had the same type of situation going on. If you guys don't know who Officer Stephen Q of Detroit is, Google the name Stephen Q, C-U-E. I'm sorry, Q-U-E, I think. Officer Stephen Q of Detroit, either on YouTube or on Google, and see what you find. Watch all the videos about that individual. Now, that's a story that I guarantee you irritate the hell out of you.
An individual by the name of John Jocelyn.
Who is John Jocelyn? He bounced around between 22 different police departments in his nearly 30-year law enforcement career. In 2021, the city of Plum Grove hired him to reinstate its inactive police department, but court documents show he did not have an active peace officer license at the time he got the emails from Deputy Garcia.
So then what kind of background check was done? If you didn't have the proper accolades, and you have to have some type of check, some type of background check, or you know what I'm saying, some type of mandatory check in order to be hired or in order to qualify to work at some of these type of places, how do you get hired is the question. Yeah, he is. Shout out to my man Extreme X. Yeah, Q is an Asian cop. He's an AAPI cop. Yep. In Detroit, up in Michigan. Insanity.
Precinct 3 fired Deputy Garcia and gave her a dishonorable discharge. But the very same day of her termination, John Jocelyn hired her on as an officer for the city.
Make sure you guys shout out my man David Brown. Make sure y'all shout out my man David Brown, because he actually went and looked it up. 85 complaints of racism is what was complained by the citizens of Detroit against Officer Stephen Q. Yeah, go check that out. Shout out to my man Antithesis. What's good with it, bro? Yeah, make sure y'all go and check out that Stephen Q story.
Of Plum Grove. But their service in the small town didn't last long. About 5 months later, Garcia resigned when the Plum Grove mayor fired Jocelyn for reasons including hiring without authority, failing to follow directives, and allowing Garcia to not return a city-owned patrol car. The next month, both of the embattled cops got picked up as reserves for the Coffee City Police Department. The small town.
So then you got to ask yourself the question, are they doing background checks, or are they just purposely ignoring these people's corrupt and degenerate backgrounds? That's the stuff that you got to ask. And real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. If you're not a part of the Discord, please take a moment and hit that link that's pinned in the comment section and join the Discord. Also, if you don't follow my other channels or social media, please take a moment to make sure that you do that as well. Okay.
Routinely hired officers with troubled pasts. And after KHOU 11 investigates exposed the practice, Coffee City shut down the entire department.
It's very frustrating.
Entire
Deputy
department.
Bondel says hiring
Look,
so-called wandering officers.
This is what I want to tell you. This is what I want to show you guys about the degree of corruption here. They shut down the entire department. There was nobody. They angel of death the whole department. Shout out to Tia. What's good with it, Tia? They angel of death the entire department because the entire department was so corrupt. When have you ever heard of an entire police department getting shut down because of corruption? They shut the whole thing down. Where they do that at? When do they do that? That's how bad it was. Because you know they would have tried to salvage it as much as they could have if they could have. But it was that bad that they couldn't even salvage that thing. Shout out to my man Grind and Motivate. They couldn't even salvage that thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's very frustrating.
Chief Deputy Bondel says hiring so-called wandering officers is a disservice to the community and the citizens an agency serves.
When you got guys that are repeatedly fired from different agencies.
Now, the only reason why this is even being looked at is because these corrupt police officers, they did this in a white town. Look up, somebody in the comment section, look up the racial demographics of Coffee City. This is the only reason why anything was done, and the only reason why this got the tiny bit of publicity that it got. If somebody could be so kind as to look up the racial population demographics of Coffee City and drop them in the chat, I greatly appreciate it.
And they're still out there walking around wearing a badge. It's almost a disgrace in some cases.
He said it's almost a disgrace, so it's not a full disgrace. You know what I'm saying? It's not fully a disgrace. You know what I'm saying? It's not fully a disgrace. It's only a partial disgrace. Shout out to Black Spider. What's good?
And there's yet another twist to this story. Last month, the Plum Grove City Council voted to rehire John Joslin after he threatened to sue the city for wrongful termination.
How many times did we hear about that? How many times do we hear about that? Hey, as far as this community goes, if they feel like doing that because that's what they do to undermine themselves, hey, it is what it is. They undermine themselves with that Officer Stephen Q. It was an entire Black city council that recommended Officer Stephen Q in his 85 complaints of racism for a raise. Yeah, that happened. You know what I'm saying? That absolutely happened. Let me know if you guys come up with those racial demographics of Coffee City. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Coffee City is in Texas.
And there's yet another twist to this story. Last month, the Plum Grove City Council voted to
shout out to Jerry
rehire
Bedford.
John Joslin after he threatened to sue the city.
Shout out to Jerry Bedford. You see that? Coffee City, Texas, 61.3% white. Win, lose, or rug got another statistic. Coffee City, Texas, 70% white. That's where these police officers were acting a fool at. So if they're acting a fool in a town that's made up of that demographic, could you imagine if these police officers ended up anywhere else? What they would be doing if they thought that they could get away with all of that in that type of community? Could you imagine what they'd be doing in the hood? Could you imagine? Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second.
For wrongful termination. But with the indictment he's now facing, the city council will discuss his employment at a council meeting Monday night.
Jeremy, I wonder, do either of these officers have any comment about the charges?
Yeah, Glenn, they're both facing felony.
Do you guys see that? Both of these officers are facing felonies. I'm gonna put something up here on the screen real quick that I'm gonna play because I gotta step away for a hot second, but I'll be right back. All right. So give me 1 second. Let me see. I'm gonna get this together for y'all real quick. Let me see. Actually, we're gonna do like that. Okay, cool. Let's see.
Hello. Hey, sir. How much you had to drink tonight? Nothing, sir. Nothing at all? Sorry, I'm still running. You almost ran me over. It was me that you almost ran over when you were driving right by me. Okay? When there's police lights lighting up the road over there. It's just been a night where we're just on our way home and we're leaving. You mind stepping out for me? Yeah. Nice truck. Expensive truck. Sorry, sir. So where are you coming from tonight? Come on over here. Leaving the beach, heading home? Nothing to drink tonight? No, sir. So just, you said the passengers? Yeah, just passengers. I can smell on your breath. Okay, I'm sorry. It's them. I was just kissing my girlfriend. Apologize. That's what you're gonna say? That you're kissing your girlfriend, so that's why you have alcohol coming off your breath. I'm sorry, sir. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Okay. Well, would you mind if I check your eyes and make sure you're safe through driving, sir? Yes, sir. Oh. Sorry, can you kill your lights? I want you to put your feet together for me, heel to toe, touch light, my hands at your sides. Do you wear glasses of contact, sir? No, sir. Okay, perfect. Have you hit your head really, really hard in the last 24 hours where you caused you to vomit or something? Not in the last 24 hours. Okay. So, you see that red light on my pen? Yes, sir. Why don't you just follow with your eyes only, don't move your head. I want you to keep your chin level for me, though. Yes, sir. Don't move your head, just your eyes. Just your eyes.
Now, hey, I got a question. So, do you guys know who this is on the screen? If you guys know who this individual on the screen is, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't, give me a thumbs down. And shout out to my man Crew Reality. What's good with it, bro? If you guys know who this is, drop it in the comment section. Who this individual is right here. You might know because it's up there on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might know because it's up there on the screen. Real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate each and every one of you all. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys have not hit that bell, make sure you guys take a moment and hit that bell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this up. I'm going to speed this up to where you guys do recognize somebody. Okay?
We're gonna walk over here to my side, okay?
Yeah, there you go. Shout out to Deneen.
Get it for that. All right, so just have a seat aside here for me. Watch your head as you step in, okay?
He's impaired, driving.
It's impaired?
He's currently in custody for DUI.
DUI. Did he blow? Okay.
Right now, he's asking if he's willing to blow or not.
Cool.
Now, I just want people to pay attention to this interaction. Look at it. Look at the interaction. You see Hulk Hogan is right there. That's him right there.
Let's see about this. Is crazy. Sorry about this.
Get
that?
If he refuses, he's gonna lose his license. I think he has.
Andy there, he got the big walking stick. You know what I'm saying? In most cases, you're not really, allowed to be interacting with the police all like that while they're doing an arrest. Look at that. Look at that. That's your boy Hulk Hogan. I am a real American. Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you're able to do, you know what I'm saying, talk to the police and all that while your kid is getting arrested without you getting detained or given a hard time. Yeah, you definitely a real American.
Refuse. I think that's where we are with it. So if he refuses, he's going to have the opportunity to go to a driver's license hearing. Or he can get a driver's license. If this is his first DUI, then there's methods they can use to reduce the charges. And there's different things they can do. With your attorney, you should be able to figure all that out.
Yeah, he says his first DUI.
He should be.
What was he doing? Was he speeding or what was he doing?
Move over.
Excuse me?
Move over.
What does move over mean?
Officers are working on the side of the road. You change lanes. You don't bias at 51.
Yeah. So they're taking him to the 49th Street?
We're going to take him to the main station. We're going to give him the opportunity to, I think he's refused, so we're going to give him the opportunity to still provide a breath sample regardless. And then if he still refuses, then we'll just get a DUI citation. He's got to spend 8 hours from the time of the arrest.
Where's the main station?
645 Pierce Street.
Is that downtown?
Yes, sir.
Is that across from the empty park over there?
He giving Hulk Hogan a whole entire explanation of what went on. Now, if it wasn't like this, right? If it wasn't like this, he definitely wouldn't be giving no explanation and he'd be trying to sit up there and act tough. You need to go talk to the department if you want any kind of information. No, but he got all the patience in the world. I'm going to help you understand what's going on right now. Like, really? For real? Somebody make it make sense.
Yes,
sir.
What's going on with those two?
We'll just yell on the screen. She's very upset. What's the status?
He says he's going to come on.
Yeah,
I'm going to take him out the instrument and so give me an opportunity.
Okay. Exactly. That's the point. Shout out to Deneen. That's the point. What would have happened had that been the situation? Or what can we assume would have happened? What if that was in Coffee City?
And there's yet another twist to this story. Last month, the Plum Grove City Council voted to rehire John Joslin after he threatened to sue the city for wrongful termination. But with the indictment he's now facing, the city council will discuss his employment at a council meeting Monday night.
Jeremy, I wonder, do either of these officers have any comment about the charges?
Yeah, Glenn, they're both facing felonies for fraudulent use of identifying information. Jocelyn's attorney told us he has no recollection of receiving the offensive reports and reason to have them, going on to say there is simply no evidence that John Jocelyn did anything wrong.
Now, okay, that's fine. What about John Jocelyn and his 22 jobs? You know what I'm saying? What about John Jocelyn and his 22 jobs? What about that? Is that something that should be of concern?
We reached out to Cassandra Garcia for comment and have not heard back, Glenn.
All right.
You already know she's not about to say anything back. Are you serious? Now, check this out. 21-year-old police officer working as a school resource officer accused of sexually assaulting 3 child victims. Why would you, again, it's the same question that we always ask. Why would you do it? Why would you do it? Why would anybody do this? How do you get hired if you're capable of doing stuff like this? Somebody make it make sense. 21-year-old police officer working as school resource officer accused of sexually assaulting 3 child victims. A young police officer is facing charges of sexually assaulting 3 child victims over a period of 8 years. So what they're saying is that this individual has been doing this for quite some time. Looks like repeat offending. Yeah, I gotta agree. Shout out to you, Law. What's good with it, bro? I gotta agree with Mike. Mike says there would have been no conversation if it was a black father. If you guys agree with Mike, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree with Mike, then give me a thumbs down. Authorities outside of Philadelphia announced the arrest of Tyler Humphreys earlier this month. The 21-year-old was working full-time as an officer in Sharon Hill, PA, assigned as a school resource officer. Humphreys also served part-time in nearby Fulcroft. The allegations stretch as recently as last year, but the investigation only started last month when a mandated reporter, such as a teacher, reached out to Pennsylvania State Police about a quote-unquote ongoing course of SAs from 2014 to 2018. So now this they reached out to this person's police department from a mandated reporter, a person of authority who's around those kids, like a teacher or a counselor or something like that. Troopers learned that, hold on real quick. Troopers learned that the first alleged victim, who was 9 years old, look at this. Troopers learned that the first victim, alleged victim, who was 9 years old, quote unquote, was forced to perform oral sex on multiple occasions. Humphreys was also underage at the time. Then a second person reported, look at this, a second person reported sexual assaults involving another alleged victim. According to the report, Humphreys gave a 15-year-old girl alcohol and moved her into a bedroom, removed her clothing, and then raped her while she was unconscious. At this time, Humphreys was an adult. I'm going to tell you something, man, this dude, if he ends up getting sentenced for this, they going to tear him up in prison. They're gonna tear him up in prison. You know what I'm saying? Troopers later investigated after a third alleged victim reported Humphreys sexually assaulted her in late November and early December 2022. She was 19 at the time and said she woke up to find Humphreys sleeping next to her, wearing only underwear. She immediately had vaginal pain that she did not experience prior to falling asleep. So again, it seemed like this dude got a history of, like, you know, giving people drinks or giving them something to make them, you know, be not as aware. And then he tends to take advantage of them once they get inebriated. This dude is a piece of crap. And again, he worked for this police department. This is the kind of people that the police department looks for. But this woman also said Humphreys abused her between 2014 and 2018 when he, quote unquote, grabbed her breast and touched her inappropriately. Victim 3 related that he pulled her onto his lap and held her there against her will, and that he exposed himself to her and forced her to touch him inappropriately. Then she said Humphreys threatened her when she said she was going to report the abuse. This woman was about 11 years old at the beginning, and Humphreys was also underage. Okay. Authorities say this is a continuing investigation, and they don't know if anything illegal took place while Humphreys was working in law enforcement. Anyone with information is asked to call Pennsylvania State Police. Well, I mean, to be honest, what it should be, you know what I'm saying? What it should be is that the fact that if he's proven to have been a part of doing some of this kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying, then they need to get rid of his ass off the police department, because he don't need to be working for the police. He's clearly not able to be trusted around people who are supposed to be dependent on him for protection. He's not protecting those people. Now, you see this down here? You see this dude right here? This is a teacher right here, this guy right here. And he threatened to behead a student. Over here, a Florida teacher was among 123 arrested during an undercover human trafficking sting. This individual right here connected to the death of Tara Grinstead, and he pled guilty to Houston County grapes. Not a word of any of this on the mainstream media, or for that matter, any media. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody that's here and who has stuck through the stream. We are now at the feature presentation. You see, it took us about an hour. I grifted about an hour's worth of AdSense from all of you all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to me. So now that I've grifted about an hour worth of AdSense from you guys, I can give you the last 5 minutes of content, which is what's on the thumbnail, and then hop up off of here. See, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's grift game right there. You know what I'm saying? This piece of crap, Nathan Woodyard, resigned his position with Aurora Police following his acquittal in Elijah McClain's death. What do you guys think? You guys think that he's seeing Elijah McClain in his nightmares? You think he's having some issues at work? He's being haunted by the ghost? He being haunted by the ghost of Elijah McClain? You know, if you watch that movie Tales from the Hood, that old school movie, that's that kind of stuff that Tales from the Hood was about. You know what I'm saying? The Aurora police officer who was found not guilty in 2019 of Elijah McClain, in the death of Elijah McClain, has resigned his position with the police department. Now, let me ask you guys a question. What do you all think is the reason why this piece of crap officer resigned his position? What do you guys think? And real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate each and every one of you all being here. We got 62 people watching, and we have 49 likes. If everybody could take a moment and smash that like button and get us to 60 likes, that would be great. Nathan Woodyard resigned his position on Friday, a spokesman with the city of Aurora confirmed to the Denver Gazette. Woodyard, who was the first officer to stop McClain, who was 23, on the night of August 24th, 2019, as he walked home from the convenience store, was acquitted on charges of criminally negligent homicide and reckless manslaughter in November and was reinstated to the Aurora Police Department. So again, we now see how these reinstations and things like that take place. Yeah, in fact, shout out to Mr. King. Tales from the Hood was a classic. Shout out to Jesse. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite movies. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, you knee deep in the shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember that part? You knee deep in the shit. Oh man, that movie was great. They don't make good movies like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? They don't make good movies like that anymore. Woodyard and two other officers, Randy Rodema and Jason Rosenblatt, had responded to a 911 call by a teenager who reported that McClain looked suspicious because the caller spotted him wearing a face mask and waving his arms. Now, how come, if you ask me, they should look into this teenager that called the police on Elijah McClain, because Elijah McClain was pretty young. This teenager, you know what I'm saying? You can be up to 19 years old and be a teenager. They might have had some kind of conflict. And if they had some kind of conflict and Elijah McClain got deleted as a result of this police of this phone call, I think that these people that start calling these police on black people to get them deleted, when the police officers, if anybody involved in the situation on the police department gets found guilty, the person who inappropriately called the police on the person needs to get tried for attempted murder, and they need to do the same jail time as whoever got convicted. Oh, yes, the shit. You're going to be knee deep in the shit. Man, I think they got it on Tubi right now. Tales from the Hood, man. I might have to go watch that. Clarence, you know what I'm saying? Y'all remember Clarence? Oh, man. A few minutes after the encounter began, Woodyard used a neck hold on McClain. All right. Now, there's a reason why we're reading this, right? For one, because this is a recent article. But for two, it leads into the next article that we're going to read. Because the next article that we're going to read is going to extraordinarily piss you off. And then we have to ask if what was said in the next article is the case. Why didn't anything play out? Let's take a survey. How many people are okay with the results of the Elijah McClain situation? If you're okay with those results, give me a thumbs up. If you're not okay with those results and those results upset you, give me an angry face in the chat. Do you all feel that the courts provided the family with justice? Now, one thing that we should know is that the court is not here to provide justice. The court is here to provide enforcement of the other laws, not the ones that they claim are the ones that are afforded to everybody, right? I want you to see the hypocrisy. A few minutes later, after the encounter began, Woodyard used a neck hold on McClain called a carotid hold. And the reason why it's called a carotid hold is because it restricts blood from your carotid artery, which goes directly into your brain, which is what causes people to pass out from it. That temporarily restricts oxygen to a person's brain, like I just said, and can induce brief unconsciousness. About 18 minutes after the struggle began, a paramedic was called to the scene and injected McClain with 500 milligrams of ketamine, a sedative. He stopped breathing and went into cardiac arrest shortly after. A doctor pronounced him brain dead 3 days later. Woodyard was accused of ignoring McClain's pleas that he could not breathe while handcuffed on the ground and not notifying the paramedics of McClain's symptoms. Woodyard testified he would have approached the night differently in hindsight. Now, he said all of this and still didn't get convicted. But he said his mindset was defined by the stress of thinking that he might have died and the force he felt he had to use in response, which, again, they justify force against us as us simply being alive and breathing. Shout out to Carla. What's good with it, Carla? Okay. So they're babbling about what they feel force and all of it. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what we see in reality. And what we see in reality is them looking for and trying to find any kind of excuse that they can to delete somebody or to delete somebody's kids. So now here it says, but he said his mindset was defined by the stress of thinking he might have died and the force he felt he had to use in response, which is actually cowardice, and it made him deviate away from protocol. You're supposed to be allegedly, you're supposed to be brave, and you're also supposed to be composed and able to follow protocol. So it doesn't matter what he felt. Remember how they always say, certain people are emotional? So this is what he felt, his little feelings. His little feelings made him feel like it was okay for him to delete somebody's innocent child. His feelings. His fragile little feelings. He said that he was expecting to get shot and that he'd never see his wife again. Why would you expect to get shot when you were the only one at the scene with a gun? You sound crazy. Yet and still, this guy's not in a straitjacket. The Aurora Police Department owed Woodyard, now pay attention to this, $212,554.04 in back pay for the time he spent on suspension while the legal case played out. A spokesman for the city of Aurora said that the payment was slated to pay out in December of 2023. So the taxpayers of Denver have paid out $212,546.04 in back pay to this piece of crap. Now, nobody's able to back pay Elijah McClain to his mom. And then, standard operating procedure. We just need to get past it. Shout out to Two Factor. What's good with it, bro? Standard operating procedure, guys. We just need to get past it. Just get past it. Don't worry about it. Now, I want you guys to take a look at this headline. This is an article from Denver Post. Officers who stopped Elijah McClain went hands-on too fast, Aurora Police Chief says. Is there any punishment? Did it clear? Okay, if you feel that they went hands-on too fast, who's facing a consequence as a result of that? The only person that's facing a consequence as a result of any of this is Elijah McClain and Elijah McClain's mom. Yeah, you're right, Jesse. My bad. Aurora, not Denver. Yep, facts. Let me put that up on the screen. Yeah. Aurora Police Department, not Denver. My bad. So they admitted in the printed press that they went hands-on too fast. Now, mind you, this is coming from the police. We failed Elijah McClain as a department. Aurora Interim Police Chief Ace Vito says. Okay, what's the consequence? So you get to go up here and say, we failed, and then go back to your family. Oh, he just resigned, huh? Good for him. Probably should have never got hired. Now, here's my thing, right? Why are all these guys dropping like flies? Why are they all resigning? I'm about to look him up and see what's going on real quick with that resignation, because I didn't know that. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, they claim he got a new job lined up. They claim he got a new job lined up. Let's see what they talking about real quick. Oh, they got a long, good Lord have mercy. The Greenlee Tribute. The Greenlee Tribute has a ridiculously long article on this. This article is ridiculously long. Good. This would have to be a whole nother stream. This article right here. Good Lord have mercy. Hold on real quick, y'all. Real quick, if y'all haven't smashed the like button, please take a moment to smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, make sure you guys hit the bell. What's crazy is how long this article is. And the print is so small. Yeah, that's wild. All right. We're gonna see what homeboy is up to. Oh, he's moving back to Austin. Austin, Texas, but they don't want him there. Now we just talked about these wandering police officers. You know what I'm saying? The police officers who wrestled Elijah McClain to the ground as the unarmed black man walked home in 2019 went hands-on too quickly. Aurora's interim chief of police said Thursday in an about face from the police department's initial stance in the case. Yeah, of course. Now they're saying this after after all the trials are over. So now nobody's going to get prosecuted or anything like that. Why didn't they say any of this either during or before the trial? Interim Chief Ace Vito, who joined the police department more than 3 years after McClain's death, commented on the officer's actions days after former officer Randy Rodema was sentenced to 14 months in jail with the option of work release on the assault and criminally negligent homicide convictions in McClain's death. Now, one thing that I want you guys to pay attention to is Trump said that he doesn't want any consequences for law enforcement at all. You guys remember when he said that? He just recently said that. He wants the police to be able to get away with stuff so that they can do his job, that they can do their job. That's what he said. I mean, if the police aren't, this is getting away with stuff and doing your job and not doing, whatever your job actually is, whatever set of laws it is that they, are upholding. We don't want our officers to go hands-on so quickly unless there's an actual threat to them, Ace Vito said during a Thursday news conference. The position is a reversal of the department's initial stance in the McClain case, in which investigators from Aurora Police Department and Denver Police Department cleared the officers of all wrongdoing. So they cleared them of all wrongdoing before the trial. They get slaps on the wrist or acquitted, and then they come back and say, well, we really shouldn't have done that. And then they don't go back and do anything else. This is law enforcement. This is them actually enforcing the actual laws that matter. This right here, this is what law enforcement looks like. You know what I'm saying? So now you would think that after this has been brought up, right? Somebody would go back and say something. These people will be back in court. Nah, they're not. Nah, this is it. This is a wrap. It ain't nothing else popping after this. Aurora police contacted 23-year-old Elijah McClain on the night of August 24, 2019, after a 911 caller reported that McClain was wearing a ski mask and waving his arms as he walked. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Whoever died of somebody wearing a ski mask and waving their arms, is there anybody that you know? Are there any pieces of evidence that we can show that that's threatening? There's literally people on Twitter right now who feel that Elijah McClain should have been executed for wearing a ski mask and waving his hands. But we all know that that's not actually why they feel that he should have been executed. That's what they're saying is their reason. But that's not what they believe, though. You know what I'm saying? That's not what they actually believe. Okay. Officer Nathan Woodyard went hands-on with McClain within 8 seconds of approaching him. And nobody saw anything wrong with that. Literally, nobody saw anything wrong with that. As a matter of fact, so few people saw anything wrong with it that this individual is doing 14 months in jail on work release, and Elijah McClain is dead behind that. And it's just okay. You just need to move. You people just need to move past it. Do you guys notice how the answer to dealing with certain situations is always you people need to move past it? If you guys notice that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't notice that, give me a thumbs down. The end all be all way to deal with any type of situation or any type of wrongdoing is you people just need to get past it. Just get past it, you people. What's wrong with you? Get past it. Our lives don't matter. Facts. They matter to us, but that's it. Shout out to TD Hip Hop Media. TD said they need a donation button on Twitter. I think you can set up a donation button on Twitter. I'm pretty sure you can. I don't know if you had to have that blue, but if you go into settings, there's a monetization setting, and I think you can set up donations on Twitter. Matter of fact, I should start streaming with my Twitter account that's got the donation thing set up on there. I don't do that, but I got one that got it, and I should do that. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all are make sure that y'all are subscribed to my Twitter. If you're watching the live stream from Twitter, you can comment and I can still pull your comments up on StreamYard. So if you happen to get the notification from Twitter, which is why I tell everybody to follow my Twitter, you can, if you want to, come to YouTube, but you can still comment, and the comment will be able to be pulled up through StreamYard. So just so y'all know. Woodyard, Rodema, and a third officer, Jason Rosenblatt, tackled McClain to the ground. Woodyard used a chokehold on McClain, who struggled to breathe and begged for help until Aurora Fire Rescue paramedics Jeremy Cooper and Peter Chikunik arrived and injected McClain with an overdose of ketamine, leading to his death. Now, listen to this. We failed McClain as a department. We failed his mother, Sheeneen. McClain as a department. We failed our community as a department. We also failed the officers that encountered him that night. How are the officers that encountered him that night a victim? You didn't fail those officers because the one officer that was involved in the deletion only got 14 months with work release. I wouldn't say that you failed that officer. I'd say that you upheld the blue line pretty damn good. Yeah, shout out to TD Hip Hop Media. If you guys go and follow the Twitter account called @BaseReality2, you will be able to get notifications of my live streams. And also, if you don't feel like watching it from YouTube, you'll be able to watch it from Twitter. You know what I'm saying? If YouTube likes to play around with notifications and they like to play around with recommending stuff, you can watch it from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So Ace Vito said they failed because of the attitude, the mindset of you ask someone to do something, you tell someone to do something, then you make someone do something. If you look at the approach to Elijah McClain, we went from asking to telling to making very quickly, and we should not be going hands-on and making someone do something unless there's an immediate threat. It's tragic. What's actually tragic is the fact that they did this because they knew that they would get away with it. That's the tragedy. Appreciate you, Jesse. That's the tragedy. You know what I'm saying? Ask police what we'll do differently in similar situations going forward. Ace Vito said officers should better explain their actions. Now, let me ask you guys this question, right? I think that the officers should not only explain their actions, but I think that there should be punishment for people who do things like inappropriately call the police on people who haven't done anything suspicious. Because Elijah McClain never did anything suspicious. He didn't do anything suspicious. There was literally no reason for him to have a police called on him. And that's a point that doesn't get talked about. And the reason why that doesn't get talked about is because they want to be able to have on-demand executions. So you can just call the police and they'll come and delete you. Oh, I didn't mean for that to happen. You did mean for that to happen. If you make up a lie and go tell an authority figure, if you make up a lie and go tell your boss that somebody did something that they didn't do at work, you're doing that with the intention of getting them fired. If you call the police and lie that somebody's done something that they haven't, you've done that to weaponize law enforcement against that person. There's no way around that. Nobody's sitting there about to listen to that nonsense. Whoever made that phone call needs to be on trial. Anybody who makes those type of phone calls needs to be on trial. It's not enforced anywhere. Look at what the look at that brick chick, the brick chick. It took them all this time to do all the investigation work that we did to figure out that she was a liar and a scammer. Look at Soho Karen. Y'all remember Soho Karen? Alvin Bragg, the same guy who made it a point to make an example out of Jonathan Majors and made a point to take it easy on Maya Ponsetto, I think is what her name was. Alvin Bragg is a simp. Alvin Bragg is a ultimate hollow inside simp. That dude is, if there's a such thing as a worthless human being, Alvin Bragg is the poster boy of human worthlessness. You know what I'm saying? And just so everybody knows, Alvin Bragg is on the same, he's on the same side as these guys here. Had this took place in New York City, you know what I'm saying? Alvin Bragg would have been giving these guys a break. You know what I mean? So now here says there's going to be a lot more talking, he said. It's a consensual contract, right? We're going to discuss it. We're going to talk to him. And then if we don't have a legal cause to detain, we're training our people to get back in the car and do one of things, leave or just watch the person. Even that is not okay. If there's no cause, if you've done your investigation and you haven't found anything, then you need to go away. You know what I'm saying? An independent investigation commissioned by the city found Aurora officers did not have legal basis to stop or detain McClain. So now, since they did that, what is the consequence for this? Do you all notice that there's a lot of things that were done wrong with this Elijah McClain situation, and yet there was no consequences given out that are appropriate to the actions that were done? Do you guys notice that? If you guys notice that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't notice that, then give me a thumbs down. Now, what's fascinating is that many people are not even concerned with this Elijah McClain situation. I've been covering this Elijah McClain situation since it first happened. That was when I didn't have any subscribers on YouTube. But the fact that something like this can occur and then it just kind of falls off the radar and people aren't talking about it is mind-boggling to me. It's very revealing. You know what I'm saying? It's very revealing. It's very and it reveals issues on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Ace Vito said Thursday that the police department is already seeing officers better handle such situations. None of that matters. If they're doing better with these situations, right? It doesn't matter because they can't bring Elijah McClain back to life. So they want to try to talk what they're doing up and all of this, but none of it matters because he's dead. But you just need to get past it though, and then society and everybody in it will then try to make you seem like you're the bad guy because you're grieving your loved one that was taken away from you. You're the bad guy because you just won't stop thinking about it. See, your obligation is supposed to be you stop thinking about it. You stop thinking about this. Stop bringing it up. You bringing this up is inconveniencing my comfort level. So you stop talking about it. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to OG Patrice. What's good with it? So he then goes on to say we needed to do better, and thank God as a result of that tragedy, our men and women are doing phenomenal work. How is his mom doing? I guarantee you that Mrs. McClain is not doing phenomenal. All 5 first responders were charged with crimes in connection with McClain's death. Rodema and paramedics Cooper and Chikunik were convicted. Rodema's conviction is a joke. 14 months and work release after you've unalived somebody is a joke. That's not a conviction. That's a joke. That's not a conviction. That's comedy. They ought to be ashamed of themselves for sitting up here trolling us, calling that a conviction. Because that's not what that is. That's not a conviction. That's a joke. Do you all consider that an appropriate sentence? If you all consider that an appropriate sentence, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't consider that an appropriate sentence, then give me a thumbs down. I don't think that's an appropriate sentence. You know what I'm saying? I definitely don't think that that's an appropriate sentence. Then officers Rosenblatt and Woodyard were acquitted. Everybody that was involved should have got the max. No one should have been acquitted. No one in this situation should have been acquitted. There should have been no acquittal here. You know what I'm saying? Let me see something real quick. Yeah, there should have been no acquittal here. There we go. All right, yeah, I'm just trying to get this video queued up over here. The paramedics are due to be sentenced in March. So you already know as soon as that happens or whenever I find out about it, whichever one comes first, we'll talk about that because them paramedics ain't going to get nothing but a slap on the wrist neither. What do you guys think that the sentence will be for the paramedics? What kind of joke do y'all think that it'll be? Following the paramedics trial, Aurora Fire Rescue Chief Alex Ogden said he was discouraged by their felony convictions for following their training and protocols in place at the time and for making discretionary decisions while split-second action in a dynamic environment. They didn't follow protocol. He's lying. We already went through that. These people think that they can just say something and just because they say it, it's so. You know what I'm saying? That's not true. They broke protocol. You don't give ketamine without knowing the person's weight. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they don't know what they're talking about. Actually, they do know what they're talking about. Homeboy is just trying to still maintain that blue line of violence. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to take a look at this news report right here real quick. All right. If you guys haven't smashed that like button, make sure you guys smash that like button. You guys know that the reason why YouTube doesn't recommend certain content is not because people don't engage or not because people don't hit the like button, but what it is to try to substantiate and give validation to their chosen shills and to not give legitimacy to anyone who goes against their narrative. Because people like me are inconvenient and I don't really care. I don't give a shit about being somebody's inconvenience. You know what I'm saying? So let's check this out real quick.
Police officers work throughout the year to keep our streets safe. And today, the Aurora Police
No, they
Chief
don't.
talked about the ways the department is working in the right direction.
No, they don't. They don't do that. Police do not work to keep the streets safe. I just did an entire live stream so far, an hour, 31 minutes of content that proves that that's not a fact, what this guy just said.
Police officers work throughout the year to keep our streets safe. And today, the Aurora Police Chief talked about the ways the department is working in the right direction.
Yeah, Police Chief Art Acevedo talking about working with the city to build accountability for crime in the communities. Your reporter in Aurora, Michael Beta, shows us what Aurora crime rates look like now.
Right, exactly. As far as the crime in the community, it's the police officers that's committing the crimes. It's the police. Would you guys, if you guys agree that it's the police officers that are committing the crimes, give me a thumbs up. If you disagree, then give me a thumbs down.
1 year into the job, Interim Police Chief Art Acevedo says he is proud of the things his men and women have accomplished.
No department in Colorado has been scrutinized and maligned over and over again.
Interim Aurora Police Chief Art Acevedo.
Cry me a river. This dude wants some tears. He wants some tears, so why don't y'all give them to him? Throw some tears in the chat.
Gave his state of the department on Thursday and led with good news.
We have reduced crime across the board.
Have you brought anybody back from the dead?
15%.
Have you brought anybody back from the dead? Have you revived any of the people? Because I'm telling you, and shout out to Jesse, because Jesse can attest to this. Them police officers in Colorado, the state of Colorado, y'all don't be hearing about it a lot of times. They be deleting everybody out there. They even be deleting the white people out there. You know what I'm saying? They literally be like assassinating people. And believe it or not, it happens more often with black people, but it's not just restricted to black people. In Colorado, they even, in the small towns, they even be deleting the white people. Colorado got a real bad issue with police, man. You know what I'm saying? They got a real bad issue with police. I don't know what goes on there. I don't know who these people are that they hire, where they get these people from, or what kind of you know what I'm saying, what it is that they be looking for. But they got a bad problem in Colorado with the police all over the place. All over the place. There was that ranch in Colorado where those people that live in that area, the white people that live there, was terrorizing that black family that owned the ranch. The police officers was in on that too. That was in Colorado. You know what I'm saying?
Date and property crimes are down 12%. He credits the work of his officers.
I could not be prouder as the chief in this department for a little over a year now.
And the tough on crime stance the city has adopted.
The city of Aurora, thanks to our city council, is building an island of accountability.
2023 was the second year
They're
the
not
department
building
was
an
under
island of
consent decree.
accountability. Man, I'm telling you, the police in Colorado, if I'm not mistaken, I think in Colorado, if I'm not mistaken, there was an old white lady that was like, she had like dementia or something like that, and she was walking down the street, and the police threw her out the car and beat the brakes off of her. She was like 90 some years old or something like that. They beat her up because she was walking on the highway. I'm pretty sure that was in Colorado too. I'm telling you, like in Colorado, every other week there's a story about them beating the brakes off of somebody indiscriminately. Every other week, they shot this one dude who at a school. They tried to say that he was reaching for a gun. You know what I'm saying? They are crazy when it comes to the police out there. All the different cities, not just Denver, like all of them. You know what I'm saying?
To fix issues in their policing. Acevedo says it has really helped improve the department.
And that consent decree has been a blessing for us to be able to change our practices, our procedures, our training.
In 2023, Acevedo also navigated a staffing shortage. He says recruiting has picked up and Aurora's current officers have stepped up to fill any gaps.
What we lack in terms of numbers, we make up with the excellence and the commitment of the vast majority of men and women.
He says the department will continue to implement policies designed to stop crime, like revising their chase policy to allow officers to pursue criminals.
What kind of policies are they going to institute to stop the police officers from committing crimes? See, shout out to Jesse. You guys see, Jesse not only has been subscribed to my channel for a while, but Jesse actually lives out there. All these stories that I'm talking about, I did content on them, and he's probably heard about them in the local news. Like, I'm not making this stuff up. None of this stuff that you will see, except for Elijah McClain, you will see on the mainstream media. How many people heard about this dude named Zachary Gifford? If you know about the Zachary Gifford situation, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't know about the Zachary Gifford situation, give me a thumbs down. If you don't know about the Zachary Gifford situation, I'm not going to tell y'all nothing about it. Google it real quick. Google it, and then in the comment section, let me know what y'all see.
And implementing a policy of officers always responding to calls with lights and sirens. Plus, he says he wants to tackle youth violence, an issue that has plagued the city.
We have our summit that's planned. I think we'll have it in February. Working with the school districts, working with the business community. We need to get kids jobs this summer.
And he says he wants the community to help him by backing his officers.
We've got a great team, and we need to support the men and women that are wearing these stars.
You don't have a great team, dude. Your team is out here unaliving people and not being held accountable for it. Not only is your team shitty, the fire department is shitty, the EMTs are shitty, everybody's shitty. You don't have a great team. Tell that to Elijah McClain's mom. Tell that to, and as far as it goes in in Colorado, if you're looking at the entire state, tell that to any of these innocent people that these Colorado savages have deleted. No one's going to listen to that. You just sit up here and gaslight these police officers all you want to. But we see all of this stuff going on, and we're not stupid.
And these bars, and we need to support and thank those officers that have stayed.
When asked if he would ever drop the interim part of his title and just become Aurora's police chief, he said, "Who knows what the future may bring."
Well, we know what the
Aurora,
future
Michael
about to
Aveda,
bring.
Covering Colorado first.
And Michael is just one of 3 reporters covering the.
We know what the future is bringing. You know what I'm saying? We know what the future is bringing. The future is grim. The future is definitely grim. So I don't know if this, oh yeah, actually, it looks like it just started to play. So we're gonna take a look at this next video clip here. Let's see, hold on real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm just waiting for it to queue up. Okay. All right. There we go.
I had said no to other places, but when Aurora called, I think my heart told me go to Aurora.
Now, Aurora's interim police chief Art Acevedo says his heart is calling him home, and with it, leaving the city with yet another interim chief to take the helm. This one, Deputy Chief Heather Morris, handpicked for the temporary top spot.
You're better off with going with who you have, what you know.
But with APD's fourth leader in 2 years, those in the community are feeling frustrated.
So we thought we would have someone permanent by now. We just continue to play this game out here in Aurora, musical police chiefs.
Jason McBride is a youth violence prevention expert and community leader. He's also a former member of Aurora's Community Police Task Force, a task force he says was disbanded multiple interim chiefs ago.
They really never took our input, and we were doing it for 2 years, and they never really used anything or any of our suggestions to select the chief.
Now, he says he and other members want to see that task force put back in place as Aurora starts its search for a chief yet again. The last national search prior to Acevedo's hiring, the city brought back 3 finalists for the job, all 3 white men, despite the city saying then it was focused on a diverse pool of applicants. McBride says,
there you go. There you have it. There's that. Hold on real quick, y'all. See, this is that dumb stuff right here. This right here. This is that dumb stuff. And this is what I'm telling you. These companies, they need to start hiring people that know how to code. They need to start hiring people that know how to code for real. Yeah, that that website, it just died. It just died. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm about to do real quick is I'm gonna show y'all this article here. We're not gonna read it because this article is ridiculous. It's long as hell. Not only is it long as hell, it's long as hell with small writing. Like, look how small that writing is, and it's long. Look at that. So we definitely ain't about to sit here and read all this. Definitely ain't doing that. That, if that ever gets talked about, that's its own stream. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to show you guys the headline here. Aurora Police Chief Art Acevedo resigns after 13 months on the job. So now this woman named Deputy Chief Heather Morris will become the city's interim police chief. I don't know anything about this woman, Heather Morris. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to see what kind of resume that she has, or see what's up with her track record, and then, see what goes down. Probably not much of anything. You know what I'm saying? Don't hold your breath waiting. You know what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't hit the like button yet or shared, please take a moment to do that. If you haven't subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. But YouTube doesn't recommend my content to anybody, so there's probably not anybody new watching. You know what I'm saying? But to the people that are here and are subscribed, I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Miss Nisi for the 5 ducats. I definitely appreciate it. Don't move a muscle. Please make sure you all stay where you are. It'll take you to the next scheduled stream. Once you get there, please hit the bell notification twice, like the video and like the stream and drop a comment. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you do what the screen says.
Came from the clouds. Y'all niggas funny. Yeah. up about $1 million, I keep it a trend. Resilient, they energy off. My image is God reaching deep in the pot. I got features of people like LAWZ. Yeah, RIP on me, TT. The melanin on me, my cheekbone is native. The soil is my where I walk. Some beavers on me, my nigga, go figure. My enemy, make enemy scoff. Admit it, your energy off. My frequency killer, you soft. I show people love to act like they above it, but switch when they see me, I'm lost. I tell the truth when I talk. Niggas wanna be me. I used to sleep in the car till my girl went and crashes in car. Now I got a crib down the street. Young niggas made it so far. I never lose what I'm on. For now I'm cool being me, but I need you to match what I'm on. How you wanna play games when I won? Ay, I play with cash for the fun. Women looking at me, she think I'm needing her on. I'm doing me for me, hun. I never needed no one. I never bleed around sharks. They're saying you are what you eat, but she wanted me to be lunch. God body from the turf, my hair in the breeze. Bitch, I'm Farrakhan, keep the peace. I look out for me.
Fuck about what they say, I can't hear 'em from the clouds. Ay. I don't talk too much, but these diamonds talking loud. Ay. And I'm turning heads, got these bitches going out. Ay. Fuck about what they say, what they say, what they say. Yeah, I can't hear 'em from the clouds. Ay.
Diamond so vibe, always down to slide. I've been real from the jump start, it's just part of my design. I've been self-made, you know the bills paid, I finished part to subscribe. You want a real one, well I'm the real thing, I run a rampant through a mind. Ayy, yeah, I never lose what I'm on. I'm always cool with being me, they never match what I'm on. I play with cash for the fun. God body from the turf, my hair in the breeze. I'm Farrakhan, keep the peace, I look out for me.
Fuck about what they say, I can't hear 'em from the clouds. Ay. I don't talk too much, but these diamonds talking loud. Ay. And I'm turning heads, got these bitches going out. Ay. Fuck about what they say, what they say, what they. Fuck about what they say, I can't hear 'em from the clouds. Ay.
I'm way up, nothing less than, and I'ma stay up.
Can't hear 'em from the clouds. Ay.
God, please save him for me. Protect his peace, no matter what he's